Hi, I'm Lauren from American Duchess. I am the CEO and one of the founders, and we make new old shoes. American Duchess started from my inability to find historically accurate shoes for the 18th century or for any of the historical costume periods that I was making. So I like to sew, and I had a blog about sewing. And one of the things you can't really sew for yourself is footwear. Believe me, I tried. And so I thought, well, maybe everybody else has this problem. Maybe, shoes seem to be this massive missing hole in this micro niche market. And so I used my background in product design, which had nothing to do with footwear. It was giftware design. But I used my background to kind of develop a prototype and then offer it for pre-order. It was just one style of shoe, and it just blew up overnight. It was just one night I was like a struggling freelance illustrator, and then the next morning I was like, oh my god, I now have a shoe company. This is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. This is what I want to do for my career. And yeah, it blew up. So that seemed to be sort of a mandate, like, yes, you should make shoes. And so I kept making shoes. Right around the end of 2014, I thought, I want to expand. I want to add another brand in the vintage space. So it kind of includes it. There's overlapping circles here between historical and vintage, but the vintage loving community, girls that wear retro clothes like I'm wearing right now, is a bigger market. There's more market share, but there's also more competition there. What was happening is I was getting questions from our followers already. Hey, where do I get shoes for the 1930s? Where do I get shoes for the 1940s? And I was just referring them off to other companies. I thought, well, that's really stupid. I have a production line. We should do our own vintage line. So fast forward to about July of 2015, and we opened Royal Vintage Shoes. So it is a separate brand, but it's catering, to the vintage community and also historical. And what I wanted to really prove to myself was, do I actually know what I'm doing? Was American Duchess, started in 2011, a fluke? Is it repeatable? And I'm really happy to say now that yes, it's repeatable. Yes, I had my act together and I knew what I was doing, because I was able to take that recipe from American Duchess and cook it, I guess you could say, cook those brownies up into Royal Vintage. Seven years later, we're still here. There are more of us now in the company, so we have employees, we have a warehouse, which I'm sat in right now, even though you can't tell. We ship shoes every day, we ship them all over the world, and it's become a real successful business. I have a lot of pride in that we've taken this very unique and really rather obscure kind of weird thing and turned it into a company that employs people and creates products that make people happy.